Hello everyone. Hi Facebook, TikTok. Thank you for joining. Thank you all for joining. Today we're going to discuss, in celebration of the Paris 2024 Olympics, is the O visa and the EB1A. We're going to talk about the differences between the two and how you could potentially qualify. And I want to hear all of your questions and drop your questions to us so we can answer them for you. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So, what is the difference between an O1 visa and an EB1A green card? Well, number one, an O visa is a visa. It is a work visa. That means it is a temporary visa to come to the United States to work, and it's not a path to a green card per se or path to citizenship. It can be granted for 3 years and renewed for another 3 years to be up to 6 years, and it's a work visa. So temporary stay, temporary work visa, that is an O1. EB1A is different because with the EB1A, it is, at the end of it, you getting your green card. So at the end of the EB1A, you will get your green card. And after getting your green card, of course, 5 years later, you can apply for citizenship. So that is the first big difference. Now, as a matter of strategy, we may recommend that even if you qualify for the EB1A, for the green card, that you start with the O visa for a number of reasons. It could be to get you into the United States because the O visa's case processing time is much shorter. So with the O visa, you're looking at a 3 to 6 months case processing times, or if you do premium processing, 2 weeks for that decision. So the O visa could be a strategy to start with first to get you into the United States. Also, if you get approved on that O visa, it may lay the foundation or lay the groundwork for the EB1A down the road, which is a little bit more difficult to win because, of course, it's a green card. So, number one is the type of visa or immigrant visa. So one is a non-immigrant visa, temporary stay, and one is an immigrant visa, getting your green card. And two is the case processing time. So an O visa is very short, but an EB1A is a lengthier process. It could take up to 1 year, 1.5 years to really complete the whole process. And it is subject to the visa bulletin and making sure that your visa is current, which it typically is. So case processing times, as well as what type of visa or green card that you're going to get. What's the end result? So those are the two major differences. Now, how are these two cases the same? Both of them discuss extraordinary ability. So both the O visa and the EB1A discuss extraordinary ability. That is why, guys, we are talking about it for the Olympics, because everyone is super excited to watch the Olympics, and we are seeing some amazing athletes out there. I've been watching Simone Biles in gymnastics. She's incredible. We have seen Marchand, the French swimmer. And we want to talk about people of extraordinary ability. So, extraordinary ability. What does that mean? Extraordinary ability has several factors. And you have to prove that you can meet a number of these several factors. And the several factors of your extraordinary ability could be either in the athletics, like what we're talking about for the Olympics, sciences, arts, education, or business. So just to throw out some ideas, if you are a recording artist or producer, maybe a TV producer, or you are working in the cutting edge of cancer research and in science, you are leading in science, or you are Messi, you are Leonardo Messi, and you are an amazing soccer player. These are people of extraordinary ability, and it can be super high, like you have a Nobel Peace Prize, you are an Olympian, or it could be something on the lower scale and still qualify, okay? If you send us your resume and your LinkedIn profile and your CV, which is almost like a longer resume with your publications and things like that, we can let you know if you potentially qualify for an O visa or the EB1A. So we talked about meeting some of the factors or requirements. So what are some of those factors? Nationally or internationally recognized prizes or awards in your field of endeavor. So prizes or awards like prize money, or winning a gold medal, silver medal in an Olympian or world championships, things like that. Number 2, documentation of membership in associations in the field for which the classification is sought that require outstanding achievements of their members, as judged by recognized national or international experts in their disciplines. So what that means is that you are a member of a certain group, that you didn't just pay money and get into that group and get that membership. You were, based off of merit, based off of your ability, you were able to be judged by others and get into this field. Published material in a professional or major trade publication or other major media. So this means that people are publishing about you. And no, it's not somewhere that you paid to be, although we could use that as well. But it could even be your local newspaper or a national newspaper, or someone has done an article about you and the type of work that you've done, right? We want to make sure that that article is still connected to your work and not about something totally different. And then if you have judged the work of others in the field, so for example, you are a boxer and you have been approved to be a judge in another boxing tournament, you are in a position to judge the work of others. And therefore, you're given some sort of stature or recognition in that field because they brought you in to judge the work of others in the same or allied field. And then an alien's original scientific, scholarly, artistic, athletic, or business-related contributions of major significance of the field. So that means, what is your original contribution to the field? What that means is, for example, Simone Biles, she has contributed to gymnastics by coming up with certain moves. So there's certain moves that are named after her, and they're extremely complex. And that is her original contribution to the sport of gymnastics. So if you have done something like a patent, you have received a patent in that field and introduced something original or unique to your field, that is going to meet this requirement. And honestly, that's my favorite one to look at and favorite thing to work with. When I'm working with my clients, we love to see their original contributions to the field, something that they've done that is unique. So what are some other factors? Aliens' authorship of scholarly articles in the field. So if you've published scholarly articles, if you are in professional or major trade publications, if you've had a leading or critical role in an organization that has a distinguished reputation, if you've commanded a high salary. So this one is interesting. If you are being paid, and this is about in the location of where you are, if you are being paid a higher than usual salary than everyone else in your position and in your field, that shows us that you are very important to your employer, and they want to keep you around. So we can look at Glassdoor or other websites and statistics to find, are you in the higher echelon or at least above average for that salary that you're making, or significant high remuneration. That means you can charge a very high price, or you're getting paid a very high price for your services. So an example of this is a social media influencer. Social media influencer that is making a lot of money based off of the products that they're selling. That could be someone that is extraordinary abilities in business, because what they're doing is marketing. They are selling products. So that would be proof if they're making a lot of money as a social media influencer. Let's say they're working for Amazon, or they're independent and they just feature different brands like clothing brands or decor, and they're making a big salary based off of all of these services. That would be meeting this requirement. And then the next one, or the next two, are more in the arts and humanities fields, but evidence of commercial success in the performing arts as shown by box office receipts or record, cassettes, tapes, what have you. So video sales, it's funny, USCIS uses the words cassettes and discs. But basically what we're saying here is, where you downloaded 1,000 times, where there's sales, did you break the internet like Taylor Swift and Ticketmaster? These are all very extreme examples to drive a point home. But basically, did you sell out a theater? Or even, you are helping bring attention to, there's the big fish in a little pond. So maybe you are in a small city that is not very arts and drama oriented, like LA or New York. And maybe you're somewhere in a smaller city, but you have brought a lot more box office sales to a play in which you have produced, or you've done the lighting for, or hair or makeup, or you're an actress. And you can show that difference, that year after year, the sales were at one number, but this year, when I came into the game, they were double. That would be proof of the commercial success in the performing arts. And then the next one, lastly, we have evidence of the display of the alien's work in the field at artistic exhibitions or showcase. So basically you're doing an exhibition, showcase, maybe an art exhibit, and you're showcasing your work in somewhere that's important. So how do we do this? First, we start by looking at your resume. All right, and I can't see, there's a ton of you guys on TikTok, but I had to use the other part of my phone, so unfortunately I can't see all of you guys here, but there's a lot of you joining, so thank you everyone on TikTok for joining. So basically, going back to the O visa and an EB1A, how do you know that you qualify? What are the first steps? So sending us your resume, looking at your resume, and taking a look at these factors and really lining up what is in your resume underneath these factors. So breaking down your resume and putting each thing underneath these factors is really going to help us figure out where you are going to fit in and how we could argue your case. And not only is it what's on your resume, but for example, if you are featured in a newspaper, we then go and research that newspaper. Who's their readers? Who's their demographics? How many people does it reach? And from there, we establish, like, for example, the social media influencer that works on Amazon products. Let me give you an example. We're going to go and talk about Amazon. Amazon is in several countries. And it's huge. Amazon is huge. So just talking about who is Amazon and that person being on the Amazon platform is going to boost them up. So it's really not just about what's on your resume, but what those things stand on and how far they reach and what their credibility is. So we do that research behind the scenes, and we really help make your case stronger. So we do have the free O Visa EB1A book. So you can download it. It is linked in our live here, so please check it out. And again, we are super excited for the Olympics. I love watching the opening ceremony. Simone Biles, she has been awesome. And I wanted to do this live and come here and talk to you guys about the O Visa and the EB1As. We are doing a lot of these cases these days. They're super fun cases to work with people that are super talented and extraordinary. So we would love to work with you. If you think that you may qualify, then download our book, read about us, and send us an email. You can book a free case evaluation. You can email us your resume and your information. And yeah, we want to hear from you. So if you guys have any questions, can I use, so Frederick, hi Frederick, thanks for watching. Can I use my work authorization, my EAD, to get an LLC? So what he's asking is, with my work authorization, can I open a company, an LLC, a limited liability company? If you have an open EAD, Frederick, meaning your work authorization is not tied to an employer, then, which, if I'm accurate, yours is an open work permit. If it's open and not tied to an employer, yes, you can work anywhere. You're not tied to work for your employer. You can go open an LLC, you can open a corporation and start your own business and work for yourself as well as someone else, anywhere else. So if your work permit is tied to your employer, like a H-1B, or like an EB3, then that's a different story. You cannot do side work because it's not an open work permit. It's connected. Or like the E2. The E2 principal applicant, like the investor visa, you are there to work on your business that you've invested in and receive that visa. But your spouse or your derivative would have an open EAD and then could work somewhere else or start their own company like an LLC. All right, did that answer your question, Frederick? All right, great. So let's see what we have on TikTok. All right, so we got a lot of questions over here. Mosey, thanks for joining. All right. Someone asked, Matinga, are you in Texas? Well, I am in Washington, D.C., but we practice immigration law everywhere. So if you're in Texas, we can help you and we can serve you, whether you're in Texas, Arizona, California, or in another country, Belgium, Russia, Iran, we can help you. immigration is federal law. So Dr. J.K. Matinga, yes, we can help you. Alex says, wait, what about the Olympics? Well, about the Olympics, they are people of extraordinary ability. So today we're doing a live on, hi Frederick, see you next month. Thanks for joining. We're doing a live on the O visa and the EB1A, which is all about people of extraordinary ability. And you can show your extraordinary ability through several avenues like business, art, medicine, sciences, and also athletics. So because of the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris, we are talking about people of extraordinary ability. So yes, there's a lot of people in the Olympics that could, if they wanted to come to the United States, give us a call because you are an Olympian and you probably have a pretty crazy and amazing record in athletics and could possibly apply for the O visa or the EB1A. All right, so what visa should I get for my fiance to come to the US and get married and stay? From Jen. Okay, Jen, well, if you're a US citizen, then you can apply for a fiance visa for your fiance. But if you are a green card holder, you cannot do that. So you may consider getting married and applying for them through a spousal green card. Let's see, what other questions here? All right, we got some questions on Biden's parole program. So someone is asking, Naridia, my friend was deported in 2010, returned in the US in 2012 before her 10-year ban, married a US citizen. Can she apply for parole in place? We have a form that you can fill out. So have your friend fill out the form. August 19th is when Biden's parole program comes out in more detail. We want everyone to sign up for that. So have them fill it out when it comes out, August 19th. We are also doing a special where if you sign up with our firm for $100, we are going to do a session with you one-on-one and give you a secure link and start collecting and reviewing your documents or evidence for this case. But we don't know what form we have to fill out. So we don't want to quote you on a price. I would guess it's somewhere between $1,500 and $5,000 for legal fees. My guess is probably $2,500. We don't know if there's a government filing fee either. So join all the information that we have on social media. Have your friend fill out the form. And then once August 19th, it's just around the corner, I'm going to do a couple of lives and more information. And then we can find out a little bit more about the Biden parole program. All right, Parm, Sandhu, thanks for joining. All right, Danny, thanks for joining. Narita, hi. All right, Natalie, Portia. All right, guys, what other questions? Is there a time limit for Department of State to provide a FOIA? No, I don't think FOIAs have to provide information within a specific time, but I think you can sue in order to get the information if it's causing you a hardship. I think there's things that you can do there. All right, Frederick, your question is any update on the amnesty? Is your question about Biden parole's program? If you're asking about Biden parole, if you are married to a U.S. citizen, been in the U.S. for 10 years, and entered without inspection, on August 19th, they're going to start accepting applications for those people to have a parole and obtain their green card. So that is the update on maybe what you're referring to as the amnesty. Hi, Alex. Alex says, I definitely want you as my lawyer. Alex, I would definitely love to be your lawyer. Hopefully you have a case so I can actually be your lawyer. All right. And let's see. Any other questions, guys? I'm trying to see what else we have here on TikTok. So the main takeaway, guys, is O visa and EB1A is for people of extraordinary ability. We're talking about that today because of the Olympics. And I'm super excited to keep watching the Olympics. For the Biden Parole program, make sure that you join our Facebook group, fill out the form to see if you qualify. If you've already spoken to us and done a case evaluation, we're going to give you instructions about how you can lock in working with us for only $100. So we will offer that to you, and then we'll have a session with you one-on-one where we're going to collect all your documents in our secure client portal and go through all of that, because that's the only thing that we can really guarantee right now is evidence to support the basic requirements. But we don't have the forms, we don't have the government filing fees, so we cannot quote you in this moment for the legal price. I've given a range, could be $1,500, could be all the way to $5,000. I'm guessing it's somewhere in between, $2,500, but I don't know. And Stephanie says, my husband's I-130, this is a family petition, was approved today. Congratulations. With parole in place, would it be fast, and what would be the process? Stephanie, please join, please fill out the form. We have a special form in a Facebook group, and get in touch with us so we can have your information, because August 19th is when we're gonna have all the details. So we don't know if it's gonna include the family petition or it's gonna be a one-step. We don't know what the forms are gonna be and what it's gonna look like until August 19th. So fill out the form, and that way, as soon as you know, you're gonna be on all the channels with us and we can help you. And what we're doing is, for the people that qualify, we're gonna do $100 to collect all the documents and go over that with you so you can be locked in with us. We will add the $100 towards your legal fee for signing up to do the parole with us. So you're not gonna lose any money. You're gonna get a head start on your documentation. With a lawyer, with me, we're gonna go over everything. And collecting documents is not fast or easy. So if we can do it now, we have about 20 days, then it would be awesome for you guys to get started. So hope you can join us, Stephanie, fill out that form. And someone says, I have TPS, I married an American citizen, I qualified for the new parole, I entered without inspection. Yeah, that sounds like you do qualify. Doesn't matter if you have TPS or not, as long as you've been in the US for 10 years, sounds like a potential case to me. All right, okay, and thank you for joining Law Culture. Betty, what's after the DS-160? Do I need to wait for some type of email from NBC? Well, I don't know what kind of case you're filing for, so you need to send me a little more details so I can answer that question for you. All right, so someone wrote, captive wrote, I'm a US citizen, applied for my spouse. The I-130, the family petition has not gotten approved yet. It's 13 months. Well, we have to look at your receipt notice. Hi, Shiva Hussein. So captive hurts, we need to look at your receipt notice and look at your priority date and where that case is pending. So at the bottom of your receipt notice, it's gonna say Vermont Service Center, California Service Center, and then you go to USCIS case processing times and use the form and the service center that it's processing in to find out what is normal case processing times. That's how you find out if your case is within normal case processing times or outside of normal case processing times. And if it's outside, then you can do several things. You can request, you can follow up by phone, by video, and you can request for them to look into it. You can do e-tools with USCIS. You could contact your congressman or woman and there could be some other things as well, but you could definitely look into it. All right, so it looks like a couple people. So JBC is talking about waiting for the 485 approval and the wait times. So make sure you guys check into if your case is within normal case processing times. And if not, then there could be some potential things that we could do to help you. All right, guys. I hope you're all watching the Olympics. It's awesome. And if you are a person of extraordinary ability, whether it is in the athletics, this goes to all of you people out there in the Olympics. If you want to immigrate to the United States, the O visa would be something that you could potentially look into in the route of athletics. So when you're done training and you finish your competitions, download our ebook. Find out what it means to get an O visa or an EB1A. And if you think you qualify, check out our book and schedule a case evaluation and send us your resume. And we would love to work with you. Also, Biden's parole program, August 19th, guys, it's coming out August 19th. We have a form to see if you qualify. We also have already done some free case evaluations and determined who qualifies. For those people, we're offering for $100. You can lock in working with us. Your $100 will go towards your legal fee for your future case. And we will meet with you and we will start collecting your documents through our client portal. We're going to go over all the evidence and show you what to collect and how to collect. Trust me, guys, if you have worked or done anything with immigration, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So don't think August 19th, if you want to start your case along with everyone and their mother, it's going to be a minute. It's going to take a while. So get started now. Law Culture says, hello there. Please some advice or instructions on the EB2 NIW. So EB2 is some similarities. It's not extraordinary ability, it's exceptional ability. And NIW stands for National Interest Waiver. So your work has to be of national interest and you can self-petition. So similar to the EB1A, you can self-petition. You don't need an employer to petition for you. Something about the O visa, you can have an employer petition for you or you can have an agent. So if you're an athlete or an artist, you don't need a job offer. You need an agent who is a US citizen or green card holder in the United States to sign a power of attorney for you and become your agent. It can be pretty informal. So keep that in mind. These are non-employer, strictly employer petitions. These are waiving the need for that. So if you think you qualify for EB2, NIW, we have a ton of information on our page. We would like to see your resume and see what you can do, what we can do for you. You said I'm an attorney and a law professor, so you would have to show how your work is of national interest to the United States. So if you're in the law field, you have to show us how you're going to do something that is important in the United States. So STEM, people in the STEM field, the government loves people in the STEM field for NIW. It is something that they prioritize. So if you're outside of the STEM field, you would have to articulate how you're going to do that and, why and what position you would be in the United States to do that. So if you don't have that employer, are you going to be doing consulting work? And, how would that look? And why would that benefit the United States? All right. EB3 visa from Europe. Yep. Mayank, EB3 visa from Europe. Yes, you can do it. You just need, an employer. You need an employer to petition for you for EB3. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining this live. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you think you qualify for the O or the E, download our free book and hope you guys are enjoying the Olympics. And until next time, everyone, take care.